We're live. I think we are live. Chat disconnected. Please be unable to reconnect to chat. Seems like we're live. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a lovely day. Today, in the BrewLab, I've come up with something a little different. I'm not going to lie and say that I wasn't strongly influenced by other YouTubers. I, of course, always do. I spend my mornings looking at what everybody else has been up to, especially because I'm in Europe, and so I get a lot of my YouTube channels that I follow are based in the States, and so they post their stuff while I'm asleep. So I get up and I have this like fresh batch of clips to look through and get in some inspiration. For those of you who have been following me for a little longer than others, you will know that this deck has actually been in the works for a little while. I haven't just pulled this one out of the hat today, but I never quite thought that it was quite competitive enough to bring onto the stream. And to be honest, I have made a couple of little changes here and there, little few adjustments, tinkering about in the laboratory, and it's not quite there yet. I could just cop out and copy. Hello Good Games 1. It's where I first got the idea, if I must be perfectly honest. But I don't like to net deck completely. If I am going to copy an idea, I'm definitely going to give it my own twist and spin and try and make my own sort of variant of that idea. So I did that. By the way, for those of you who still have not heard of Hello Good Game, what are you doing? If you're into Magic the Gathering sort of deck building videos, then I would strongly recommend that you go check out his stuff because he's a beast. He uploads twice a day. He's an absolute machine. He just and not only is he prolific as fuck, but he's also incredibly good. So chapeau to my buddy in Canada. Keep up the good work, my friend. if you're watching this, but basically, I don't like to just straight up copy other people's decks, and his was running a more sort of mid-rangey, control-y thing, with the only Phoenix in the deck being the new. Okay, so wait, let me get this up on the screen now. So basically, the reason why calling it Professor Phoenix, and I know this might be a little bit wrong because professors are the ones teaching, but my whole thing was like Professor Onyx, and then because of professors have something to do with learning, I guess, although they're the ones doing the teaching. This was my play on words on the fact that it's basically a learn deck. There's a lot of learn cards in here, and Hello Good Game is running just the Retriever Phoenix and then some other cards. I wanted to make it a bit more of a Phoenix tribal, so I threw in Phoenix of the Ash. And then it got me thinking, we've got Sparring Regimen as a learn card, which puts +1/+1 counters and everything. Phoenix of the Ash escapes the graveyard with +1/+1 counters on it. Showdown of the Skalds, which we can use to replenish our hands, puts +1/+1 counters on everything. Okay, so maybe we can do some sort of a never-ending Phoenix counters deck. So even if they do remove our Phoenixes from the board, except of course for Exile, which is our greatest enemy with this deck, there's always a way that the way Phoenixes do they can come back from the graveyard, and oftentimes with additional +1/+1 counters on them, which we can then store on the Ozolith and put back on. And both of them have flying and haste. So, just to go into a little bit of the synergies and sort of play lines that we can hope to see during the matches that I'm going to show you. Also, just one more thing before I start getting into the deck. I hit Diamond 1 earlier today. Very, very close to reaching Mythic. This deck isn't ready yet for me to play on the ladder. I do not want to damage my rank. I was so close to Mythic, and then I lost a couple of matches in a row. So I just I'm actually going to play this one on the unranked play queue, just so that you guys get an idea of how the deck is. Maybe you can drop some comments down below to what you think I could do to improve the deck, and perhaps some adjustments and changes that I could make to the sideboard, inclusions, removing things that you might like to see in here. But for now, we're just going to play on the play queue because I don't want to harm my rank, and I will be then, right after I hit stop on this video, continuing my climb. I'm 1 day late on my personal record. I made it to Mythic on the 6th of May last month. I was really hoping to make it today. I was so damn close, and then some blimming cycling decks of their Zenith Flares got me, and I dropped back down a couple matches, and then my streaming schedule was coming up, so I had to get on the YouTube, and I didn't have the chance to push through into Mythic before the stream, which is what I was really hoping for. But anyway, enough of that nonsense. Here's introduction to the deck. So basically, it's an Ozolith deck, +1/+1 counters. The main ways we're doing that is via Showdown of the Skalds and Sparring Regimen, and we're trying to put those counters on some flying hasty phoenixes that have many ways of coming back from the graveyard. The Phoenix of the Ash escapes from the graveyard by basically we exile 3 other cards from your graveyard, and it comes back with a +1/+1 counter. This is kind of the main difference deck take from between mine and Hello Good Games deck. He's running 3 copies of the Elite Spellbinder, the Paulo Vito Damo de Rosa, 3/1 Flying Cleric that exiles 1 card and makes it cost an extra 2 from an opponent's hand, and also reveals it, which does give a bit of information. It is clearly, I think his is probably a little bit better, but I was really pushing for this Phoenix theme, and I think you will see that it puts in the work. It's really fun. So Phoenix of the Ash, like I said, comes back from the graveyard with the escape mechanic, whereas Retriever Phoenix can come back from the graveyard with the learn mechanic. So we, of course, had to put a bunch of learn cards in this deck. I settled for Study Break instead of, let's say, for example, the Cleric 2/1 Professor something or another, because oftentimes we need to be able to get through with those flyers, and if they have any sort of blocker, we can tap those. Also, if they're coming at us with some, reach creatures, some, Elder Gargaroths, some, big threats that we want to make sure that they're not attacking us with, because we're only running 8 creatures in this entire deck, so we need to control the board a bit before we can get in there for the final, blast. And so Study Break is a good way to sort of tap their opponent's creatures at the beginning of their upkeep. That way, those creatures cannot attack in, and if Retriever Phoenix is in the graveyard, when we do that, by learning, we can bring the Retriever Phoenix back to the battlefield and attack in the following turn while their blockers are blocked at that point. So, amazing card. And of course, if we do not have Retriever Phoenix in the graveyard, Study Break can just be used to learn normally, and I'll show you what I'm running in the lesson board on this deck shortly. So the other learn cards are, of course, Sparring Regimen, which I've already talked about. Whenever it enters the battlefield, learn. But whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. So not only does this give us the learn to retrieve our Retriever Phoenix, it also put +1/+1 counters and everything, and gives us sort of a pseudo vigilance, which is great because then we're not tapped out when they do swing in the following turn. Even if they have bigger creatures than ours, we can block with them. The counters that we've stored up on both our Phoenixes will go to the Ozolith. The following turn, we'll most probably get those Phoenixes back from the graveyard, replace the counters from the Ozolith back, and swing in again with haste, and get vigilance, and add more counters to them with Sparring Regimen. If the game plan doesn't go quite as planned, we have 4 copies of Doomskar, just to make sure that we can get rid of those pesky aggro decks and sweep the board. We're using Showdown on the Skalds to put more +1/+1 counters and things, but mostly it's really there for, you know, replenishing our hand. Let's say it's not essentially our hand, but we're still getting a lot of cards to play out of it. You know, exile the top 4 cards of your library, and then the following turn we can cast those cards and put a +1/+1 counter on our Phoenixes. So, loving Showdown of the Skalds in this deck. Then I'm just running a couple of copies of Heliod's Intervention because it's our only artifact and enchantment removal, but it also doubles as some life gain. If we're not quite getting there and our opponent is bashing us down, we can gain a bit of life just to extend the game to the point at which we can start to get our Phoenixes in action. Then 4 copies of Igneous Inspiration. Prismari fosters a burning need to create. I thought this was a more... Oh man, that's a really cool art. I'm loving this card. Unfortunately, it's sorcery speed, and unfortunately, it's only 3 damage. So for that reason, I'm also running 3 copies of Soul Sear at instant speed. This is helping us mostly to get rid of the... I had the same blank yesterday during the stream, so now I'm actually going to take a moment to get away from the deck and go look up this card because I want to know what it's called. Faceless Haven, the bane of my existence. Pretty much every single deck that I'm playing lately that is aggro is running 4 copies of this. Mono black auras with Lurus and you know, mono black auras. Your mono white life gain decks, mono red, everybody's running 4 copies of this thing, and if you don't have some instant speed removal, it becomes a serious problem. You control the board as much as you like, you're getting rid of everything, even their hand is empty, and then they start hitting you for 4 each turn with vigilance with this guy, and it's a serious pain in the butt. So I've started to make sure that I have some way of getting rid of them in every single one of my decks. So in this particular deck, the answer to that card is Soul Sear. Also Study Break to a certain extent. But you know, we can't be Doomscarring away those things. So it's a land. It always goes back to the land zone right after they've done attacking. So the only question here is, do I run 4 copies of Soul Sear instead of 3? But so far this has been working really good. Let's see how it goes. That's it, really. I mean, it's a really simple deck. A lot of learn, so we can go and retrieve our Phoenixes or go dig in our sideboard. And a bit of control. Hasty, countery Phoenixes. The sideboard, I'm running 2 copies of Academic Probation, which kind of is very similar to Study Break in the sense that we can prevent one of their big creatures from attacking or blocking. So I'm running 2 copies of that because it's usually the deciding card, actually. You know, they might have, especially if we're on the draw, they get Gargaroth down or something, and we don't have Study Break in hand, we can prevent that card from attacking or blocking until the following turn, and that is lovely. Then in case we break out, beg your pardon, getting quite late here. Running one copy of Environmental Sciences, just so we can get a little bit of life, search for the land that we need. Reduce to memory, you know, I'm thinking, is it better perhaps to run the, yeah, actually, let's do that right now. The other Exile lesson for 5. I'd rather they draw a card than create a 3/2 spirit creature token, to be honest. Where was I? One copy of Start from Scratch, just in case we do need to get rid of an artifact and we don't have a copy of Heliod's Intervention in our hand. It also can do one point of damage, which can come in handy. A little bit of extra card draw. Vincent, it's my little boy. He's like 2 years old. He's knocking on the door. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what he's doing awake. And then one copy of Introduction to Annihilation, like I just added now. Instead of running the other card, it's just a way to get rid of, Ugins, you name it. And then, of course, what lesson board is not complete without at least one copy of Mascot Exhibition. And that's it. That's the deck, Professor Phoenix. Let's take it for a spin on the unranked ladder and see how it performs. Cheers. A little bit of red vino today. Mendoza. Nice. We've got a Phoenix in hand, a couple copies of Showdown, Sparring Regimen. I like, it's nice. Of course, when playing Lorehold, we need to go full Lorehold everything. I've even got the uncommon little pet guy here. Beg your pardon. These guys try to confuse us playing Prismari. Oh, beg your pardon. Oh. Okay. This is the thing with playing on the play queue. Like, I don't even know what this is. Some random card that doesn't exist anywhere in real life except for on real life. Yay! I have a feeling they're going to be running a lot of removal. Mono black newbie decks. I wonder what removal that might be. Do they have access to? I mean, they've got obviously access to everything, but you know, when they're playing just the free-to-play decks with the little arena symbol, there we go. There's a lot of right now they're busy playing the Strixhaven Championships. The historic part of the games, and I play no historic, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I popped into the stream on the official Magic Twitch channel a few times earlier, and there seems like Jeskai, sorry, I beg your pardon, is it Phoenix's is a decent chunk of the meta right now. As soon as I have a little bit of extra money saved up, I might actually, you know, because the problem with me right now is I can't afford to, you know, build up a proper historic collection. So I don't have the cards to make the decks. I'm thinking, you know, if I would like to start somewhere, perhaps my viewers could recommend where from when it comes to historic, because I'm completely clueless. I came back to Magic the Gathering after a 10-year break at the beginning of a little bit before the beginning of the pandemic. And there was just the Guilds of Ravnica, and then yeah, Eldraine, Theros, Beyond Death, blah blah blah. But everything, sorry, and War of the Spark was still in standard at the time. Everything before War of the Spark, I missed out on. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I should be running, to be honest. On it. Nice. Next turn, we're probably gonna have to. Can we do both? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, we can do Phoenix of the Ash, another Sparring Regimen. It's gonna be bonkers. We're gonna try swinging with both. Question is, I'm not gonna touch any of those. I would like an Ozolith though, because he's probably got some removal now. And okay, no, that's nice. Ah, this is a full-on free-to-play deck. So we need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So we need the red. Boom. I feel a little bit sorry for these guys, when they just come onto the play queue. He's probably just starting out. Doesn't have, the biggest card collection in the world. And then you come across a guy who's got all these like Strixhaven mythics and rares and stuff. You're like, what's going on? Ouch. We only lost one land there out of the whole, 4 that we got off the Showdown, which is just amazing. It sucks when you play a Showdown. I've been running it in a lot of my big dragon decks, and you play it on turn 4, and then it turns up with like one of the 2 copies of the Lorehold Campus that you have in the entire deck, and then there's like no way that you can cast it, and it's going straight to the exile zone. Doesn't feel that good. This is some sort of a last-ditch effort. Try and get some damage in, but okay. Nice. I've never seen these cards. What is this? Ooh. There's a freaking Ozolith when we need it most. Play another Showdown. And that's game. It's a little too easy on the play queue. But this deck isn't quite good enough for the ranked. And until I hit Mythic, then we're going straight to Janksville. But yeah, I don't want to risk dropping back down too many levels before I hit Mythic tonight, so we'll just stay on the play queue. But I think that clearly illustrates the potential of the deck. It's so much fun, and we didn't even come across our Retriever Phoenix. We just did it there with the other one from Theros Beyond Death. Another great video I watched today. Doing my part in shouting out other fellow YouTubers. SBMTG, Strictly Better Magic, with Dev. Did a post today all about rotation. You guys should go check that out. You know, I share his sentiments almost to the T. Standard is getting a little stale and boring right now, and it's not at all, in my opinion, Wizards of the Coast's fault. They are doing their best. I honestly believe that, but there's a problem with you know, the fact that we're all playing so much. It used to take a lot longer for everybody, you know, playing paper. How long is it before you've bought enough boosters to actually, you know, build up a collection of cards and play everything that's available in them, blah blah blah. Whereas now with Arena, I think I've pretty much made every deck that's available. And we're still over a month out until the drop of the Dungeons and Dragons set, so it's not their fault at all. But yeah, the meta is a little stale right now. We've gone through a lot of the same nonsense. It's getting a little bit boring. If you're playing in ranked, it's you know, Sultai Ultimatum. Rogues, Sultai Ultimatum, Rogues, Mono Red, Mono White, in a life game. That's it, over and over and over and over on repeat. And now there's been a little bit of Prismari coming back to play, but yeah, it's getting ridiculously stale. Aha! This is my favorite play. Sparring Regimen, bring back the Phoenix. Oh. Go watch Deb's video on the matter. I highly agree. So do we Phoenix, do we Skalds? I think we Skalds. I love it how decisions just mean so much less when I'm not playing on ranked. I'm just chilling. He's gonna block it with the Arasta. By the way, closer we get to rotation, I'm gonna start prepping some decks that are good, but not quite there yet. And they're just missing one or two key cards that are not available in standard yet, that are gonna be available once the Dungeons and Dragons spoiler season starts. Namely, in this case, the new Planeswalker they spoiled a little while ago, Lolth, the Spider Queen. That is gonna make the whole what's it called? Blex, the Questing Pest deck, just so much better. I'm building a spider, bat, snake, pest, tribal, Witherbloom deck. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to that, and like Lolith, I think is gonna really tie it all together. And that's just one. There's also the new dwarf and guys, that's all about it. Equipments. Can't remember the card's name right now. That is just gonna be epic. Okay, sure. Why not? Get some blockers. Twin blade. Twin blade. Take the 4/4 and the 2/2. I guess. Yep. It's just mighty fine with me. Where's my Ozolith? Sure, dude. No problemo. I can fetch that guy right back from the graveyard. The cool thing about the escape cost on Phoenix of the Ashes, it's only 3, so it can be very easily brought back from the graveyard. The Chimera. Oh, and we get a Retriever. Got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, I'm doing the thing where I'm counting my MTGA assistant, and you guys can't see it on your side. But I'm got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 9 games wins in a row on the unranked queue with this deck, and then I've got like only about a 47% win rate on the ranked queue with the same deck. Kind of really goes to show the difference between the two ladders, but. Like I said, I'm not quite ready to take this on the ladder, but it's fun, it's good, it's got potential. I love the whole, you know, you can never kill a phoenix. It always comes back from the ashes. Now that is probably about as rubbish as a hand can get in this deck. A little better. Oh, I beg your pardon. Oh my goodness. Some heavy yawnies going on. Okay, just a speaker. I blame the red wine. Probably gonna play the Selfless Savior. Nah. Okay. Do we get rid of the Daxos, or do we get rid of the speaker? That is the question. We get rid of the Daxos. Then I have a feeling that they're gonna go get a more of the Skyclaves. So let's grab a start from scratch. Get rid of that enchant artifact. Linden. Another card that's rotating out in September. Let's get on. I would kind of really like, you know, a creature at this point, but Skalds is going to reveal one for sure next turn. So just got us controlling. Mono white, you know, has very little card draw. You see, that would have been a problem. That would have been an active Heliod straight away. With a bunch of triggers. Heliod as well. It's rotating out in September. Speak of the heavens, off you go. Mono white's going to take a beating. Yeah. Voila, le Phoenix. The speaker's getting a little problematic though right now. He's gonna gain 2, go up to 26. We're just on the edge of having a problem. Or he might even drop a creature on top of the orator and go up to 27. Whew, close one. Yes. Yes. Silly me. That was really dumb. I should have taken Academic Probation and used my mana on the Speaker of the Heavens, making sure it wouldn't be able to attack or block or activate any ability. Now he's gonna, I mean, he's already got it. He might even do it right now. Nice. Mono white, doing mono white things. Of course, the unranked play queue means a bunch of cards that don't exist anywhere except for in Arena. Ay, caramba. Oh, that is really nice. This is why we run Doomskar in the deck. Off you go, bye bye. Zap. Phew. Thought they had us there for a sec. Now watch this. Still my favorite play on this deck. Phoenix comes back. Something at instant speed? No. Start to get some counters on that Ozolith. Also gain a bit of life. Fetch another mountain. Nice. Very nice. Le World Leader. I think we just do this. I'm totally okay playing arena only cards on the play queue. I think it's where they should belong. It really bothers me when you come across them in the best of one. Rank queue. It's like, okay, those cards don't exist. And you get, you know, I've come across these arena cards in Mythic. I don't think they should be allowed in any of the ranked formats whatsoever. Welcome to Swing next turn with the Light Scribe. I'm just gonna, way. It's also Leon and Lightscribe, but yeah, with the Leon and War Leader, because I don't mind losing a Phoenix. I'll just get it right back with the Sparring Regimen, and then the tokens are going to go to the Ozolith, and then I'll just put them straight back. Does he have protection? Nice. Fight spell. Ooh, I have a cunning plan. There's a plan so cunning. Could stick a tail on it and call it a weasel. One of my favorite lines of all time from Blackadder. If you haven't watched Blackadder, what are you doing? So, we don't have to do the playline in this way. I just want to do it because it's unranked and I want to mess with this guy. So, watch this. It's gonna be so fun. He's got nothing in the hand. He's probably wondering, why is he doing this? Doesn't that get rid of his phoenixes too? Oh, all three come back at the same time. Boom. They don't. I was so sure of that. Oh well. Oh, that's what happens when it's late at night, boys and girls. I'm so sorry. I was so sure they would have all three come back at the same time. I'm pretty sure I've done that before. Not just the one. I was pretty damn convinced about that. Anyway, down to 8. Typical mono white. Good game. No more card draw whatsoever. Game over. I'm not gonna protract the torture by casting anything. We've won anyway. I hate people that do that. It's like you've got lethal. I'm tapped out. I've got no cards in my hand. Don't sit there and I guess the only time I'm okay with that is if they have like one of these quests and they need to cast a certain color card or something to get their points in. Then go, by all means go for it. But when they're just showing off and no, I just don't care. Scoop. Should we try one ranked game? Ooh. Why not? Let's just see how it goes. I'm feeling confident. Sitting on 45-minute stream, maybe a couple more games. Hello Billy, how are you, my brother? Thanks for jumping on the stream. Good to have you. We're playing Phoenix Learn. First game on the ladder. I actually was just playing in unranked before you jumped on. Ugin. Cycling. So much cycling right now. So much cycling. It's really taking over. I haven't seen a version of cycling with Snowlands. I wonder. He's probably playing a little bit of that removal. So we need to get this Doomskar up and running ASAP because, or should we keep the study break and tap him? We're gonna take at least 5 damage next turn. think I'm going to tap it. Save the Doomskar. We can get there anyway with the land we have available. It doesn't have to be turn 3. We can do a turn 4 Doomskar. And for now, just sort of stall him. And we can go learning. Perhaps fetch a bit of life gain in the form of our, what's it called, environmental sciences. That's good to hear, Billy. I'm also doing well. It's a bit late here in Italy, 1:30 a.m. Pretty knackered, if I must be totally honest. But my little 2-year-old just did not want to go to bed early today. Okay. I think this is when we set up for a Doomskar. We're going to take at least 7 damage next turn. We probably should, and if I don't foretell Doomskar now, we're not going to be able to get it off next turn. So we might as well do it now. And just take that 7 damage to the face. Man, cycling is so obnoxious. Also another deck that's going to be pretty much just, no, not pretty much, completely gone from standard as of next rotation. I'm really looking forward to. Bye bye, Fox. Off you go. Skadoosh. Whew. Thank goodness. Doesn't seem to be Jeskai. Might be just Lorehold or, you know, Boros cycling. I definitely think the Jeskai version's a bit better, especially on the ladder, because if you're going up against another Fox, if you're going up against you know, Sultai deck, Sultai Matum, as I like to call it, Sultai Ultimatum, then you're probably going to want to be countering their Emergent Ultimatum with either, you know, the Negate or something like that. And you're not going to be finding Negate with Lorehold colors. Decisions. What are we going to do? Gain some life. Next turn we start swinging in with the Phoenix, and then we'll have enough mana to cast Academic Probation on the Fox as well. Although he's reaching potential Zenith Flare mode. Really zero skill. You just cycle your cards away, draw a Zenith Flare, cast it. I mean, sorry, any of my viewers that enjoy playing cycling decks, but just not that fun at all. It's 90% chance that it's coming next turn. So I think what we need to do is probably try and gain some life instead of going for, you know, the aggro option. Not going to save us though, so let's just hope he doesn't have it. But like, what are the chances? He's been cycling all this crap away. He's definitely got it in his hand. Good game. No, it's not a good game. You suck. You suck big time. There's nothing special about your abilities. All you did was cycle some cards until you got the card you need. Wow. Loser. What a pathetic day. Seriously. I'm pulling no punches with cycling. Rotate out. Go away. Buzz off. And then, you know, it's made a bit of a re-emergence with the addition of a couple of cards from Eldraine, the 0/4 Defender guy that whenever you draw your second card does 3 damage, and the enchantment that makes fairies, Improbable Alliance. Also, some versions of the deck are running Riel. You know, the whatever. Don't get me started. Like that, I guess. You know, the solution is play best of 3. Best of 3, you can sideboard in solutions. Best of 1, if you don't have the right deck to play against cycling, like for example this one, you're screwed. There's literally nothing I can do. I can't get rid of the cards in his graveyard. I can't, nothing. I just, you know, just hope that they don't draw Zenith Flare. As if that was ever going to happen. They just cycle through their entire deck in a couple of turns. Double Phoenix, baby! Double Phoenix! The play queue is a lot more docile, especially on my frail nerves. You're gonna bounce the Phoenix, Mr. Quandrix. You're gonna hold up a counterspell. We're going cultivating. That's just groovy. I like it when you go cultivating. Let's play a Sparring Regimen. I went for ages thinking it was Sparring Regiment. Sparring Regimen. I mean, I know what it means, but it's kind of an unusual usage of the word. Here comes like an Elder Gargaroth or a... I mean, we're not quite at Coma Mana yet. Oh, a little Snapbear. This is a Snapbear. Bye-bye, Snapper. Off you go. Thanks for coming. Please come again. Douche. Phoenix next turn. Other Phoenix. Retriever Phoenix. What's the flavor text on this one? Nothing. No flavor text. No flavor text. Ooh, there's flavor text on the Ozolith? I don't think I've ever read this. As it twists, so does all life around it. This is also rotating out. Didn't make enough of a splash, to be honest, in any format, really. I was expecting a little bit more out of the Ozolith. Although I've tried to use it in tons of my janky builds. Namely, Selesnya counters, that sort of stuff. I'm playing the Selesnya deck, getting it ready for the ladder. Okay, good game. Still good game. Yeah, let's not prolong the pain. But hello. You need to have flying protection, my friend. Oh! It's like that's 9 games straight wins on the play queue with this deck, and then I take it for 1 game on the ladder, come across cycling, get shredded right away. It's just yeah. I did a little bit of net decking. I think my video tomorrow, I'm gonna do a sort of expose on Paulo Vitor Damo de Rosa's version of Sultai Ultimatum. the one he's playing right now on Twitch. Go check out the Kaldheim Strixhaven Championships if you are into competitive Magic esports. Even though with all the issues that they have and how crappy the client is, and it doesn't really do a good job of streaming or showing us the viewers a good Magic game. It's shoddy, the client for esports, but I love Magic that much that I go and check it out anyway. Beg your pardon. But yeah, my plan is to just net deck Paolo's deck directly, like 100%, change nothing, and take it on best of 3 and do maybe like a half an hour little clip on my channel about just how ridiculous this deck is. I watched an interview with him recently where he talks about the fact that he's literally bored playing it, but he's aware that it's the best deck in the meta, and if he wants to be competitive and win, he needs to bring that to the table. And he's so sick of it. All I need to do is get to turn 7 or 6 or 5 at sometimes and play this big whooping 7 mana spell, and it ends the game. And it's just a little bit dull play pattern, a little bit boring. As I mentioned earlier, go check out Deb as well, SBMTG. His latest video on, I'm actually going to post it now in my chat if anybody is interested. I like the guy. He has a great insight, kind of quirky humor.
What up, Wizards? It's Dev, and Ziggy's down here too.
Kind of cringy, some cringy puns that are just up my alley. Boom. Mr. Dope Sensei. Was he trying to go for Dope Sensei? Sensei? No, would have had an E in there. Dope Senso. Dope Senso. In Italian. The salty rope of doom. Mr. Dope Senso. Can't be that salty. I got rid of a 2-1 double striker. You must have something up your sleeve. Something else up your sleeve, I mean. Guess not. In that case, let's go look for another mountain. Foretell another Doomskar. It's also the other problem with the play queue. Not from an objective point of view, but from a subjective point of view. It tends to also be people in, countries where the internet is not as good, and so they cannot, he's probably his internet's just gone. I doubt he's purposefully roping me on an unranked game. Which coincidentally is the same issue we have with mobile. I was playing mobile MTGA the other day in the car, and I hadn't thought ahead, and my wife went into a tunnel, like a really long tunnel. Lost my data. By the time I got back into the game, it was, I'd lost it. I wonder how many of these losses or wins I can attribute to similar factors. Okay, so that's an hour straight. We just went like 10 and 0 with the deck on the play queue. I know, it's not ranked. This is definitely not a very complete sort of showcase of what the deck can do. The one game we played on the ranked ladder, I lost, but it has potential, and I think everybody can see that from the games I just played. You know, Ozolith counters Phoenix, learn shenanigans. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and do all that lovely stuff that's underneath this video. I also post my EtherHub link to the deck if you want to copy it. Please go ahead. The more copies and views I have on my decks in EtherHub makes me feel proud and strokes my brewmaster ego. So please do that. If you do not feel like doing that, you're either too lazy, don't have the time, don't want to go onto EtherHub, then you can also just highlight the text and copy paste it and import it into Arena that way. And that's it for today. We'll probably be making further additions and modifications to this deck and make it ladder ready once I'm in Mythic, which should happen by tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled, and I will be keeping you updated. I'm working on a deck here. This one, that is the two here, new deck and new deck 2. All you can tell about them is the deck box. This is some Quandrix Thassa shenanigans going on here, and here's some Selesnya life gainy stuff going on. I'm just going to leave it at that. Be all mystical about it. That's it again for today. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace.